Alright guys, so another day in the garage working on the GSX. Today I'm switching out the sway bars. I got these used RM sway bars that are thicker. I believe the rear one is 80% stiffer than the stock one. As you can tell, this one is way thicker. It's kind of not noticeable on camera, but in person it's way thicker. And I also got the bushings. So I got them used. They didn't come with the bushings, so I had to order them. They were only 20 bucks, which isn't too bad. So the set comes with the front and rear. I just noticed that there's two long ones, and then these two are short, which I'm guessing, yeah, so the short ones are for the rear, and then the long ones are for the front. So yeah, this is for the rear. It also comes with grease. You're just gonna want to grease it up a little on the inside. So all you really need to take off the sway bar, the whole thing from the rear, is there's gonna be two 12 mils here on each side, and then for the sway bar end link, it was a 14 mil, and then I used this 14 mil to hold the other side of the sway bar link, so it doesn't move, like it doesn't spin. And then I just use it. And then I used the freaking I used an impact gun to get the bolt loose, and that was it. It was pretty simple for this one. And I also did have to loosen my exhaust hanger from the top just to get access to one of the bolts on the sway bar. But that's about it. Now I'm just gonna switch over the bushings and the bracket, and I'll install it. Alright guys, so I put it on. First I just tied in the sway bar end link bolts, so it's like held on by each side, and now I'm gonna install the brackets with the bolts. I already have the bushings on the sway bar. So I'm gonna start with the passenger side. It's just gonna be two 12 mil bolts and the bracket. I honestly thought it was gonna be a little bit more difficult doing it by myself, just me, because I got to put two brackets, one on each side. But honestly, it was pretty easy. You just gotta, if you leave the exhaust on, you just gotta wiggle it around. But other than that, it shouldn't be too difficult to get it on if it's just you by yourself. Alright guys, so it's the next day. I'm gonna be installing the front sway bar, which I have right here. I already jacked up the car, put jacks under it. So all we're really gonna be needing to take off right here, let me show you guys. Right there's gonna be two, they seem to be 14 mils, and then over here you're gonna want to take the sway bar end link, which is a 14 mil as well. Right now I'm under the passenger side. I unbolted the sway bar end link, as you can see right here, and now we're gonna go further back. And you see those two bolts right there, you're just gonna unbolt those. Should be a 14 mil. Yeah, so those two are 14 mils. And then after that, after you unbolt both sides, we should be able to slide it out. Alright, so to unbolt those, the top one, I'm just using an extension on my impact gun, and it comes out pretty easy. Let's see. Bam. There's the top one, and then for the bottom one, I am using a little swivel with the smaller 14, just because it's at an angle. So get that on there. And the sway bar is pretty much loose at this point, so this bracket should come off. There's that bracket, and they are just make sure you remember how it goes, because the top side is kind of angled and then the bottom side is flat, so the angled side goes on the top. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I finally got it out. Not gonna lie, it's a little bit more work if you have a GSX. I did have to unbolt like two panels underneath. I did have to unbolt the transfer case to move it out slightly so the sway bar could slide out. And then I did have to loosen this cross member from the back just so the sway bar could slide out. I did unbolt my downpipe so the transfer case can move over a little bit and like down. But other than that, I didn't have to take the transfer case all the way out. I didn't have to remove the downpipe all the way out. It was just a couple bolts, and that's pretty much it. Now I'm just gonna install the red sway bar, bolt it up, and then bolt everything back up. So this is the front one. Honestly, it's a little bigger, not too much. It's a 20.6 mil, and I believe this one is a 17 or 18 mil. I'm not too sure. I'll double check and I'll leave it in the description. But yeah, this one is, I believe, 40% stiffer than the stock one. So yeah, I'm gonna install and show you guys how it looks. Alright guys, so I got everything buttoned up on the GSX. So yeah, end links are in, the brackets are on, put the transfer case back on, downpipe's bolted back, the cross member is bolted back up, pretty much everything is tightened back. Alright guys, so I'm up here in Angeles Crest. I'm gonna be testing out my RM Racing sway bars. I put the both rear and front on, so just out here chilling at a turnout before the entrance. So I'm gonna put you guys on and I'm gonna test out some corners real quick, see how it feels, let you guys know if it's worth it or not to buy them. And here we go. So right off the bat, they honestly feel a little stiffer. I can't really tell the difference because I have coilovers, I have the strut braces. My coilovers are set super stiff to the stiffest setting. I'm running Megan coilovers. Let's see. But yeah, the car honestly, it feels a little bit more planted through these corners. yeah, they feel pretty great. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel a difference. It's way more planted in the corners. I didn't want to go all the way up because gotta head to work, sadly. But yeah, I'm gonna head back down, put you guys on the POV, and head to work. So here we go. Right, here we go. Bump right here. Oh, there we go. And here's the other one. Rip.